recording is started. Hello, so we are gathered here to conduct a debate, and the topic that we have chosen is early. Shall we be early owl or night owl or
Early.
early bird? And Ayush got the side as early bird, and I got the side as night owl. So we are taking 2 minutes to think on the topic. Ayush, I'm getting a phone call.
Gamer.
And then I'll call later. I'll call later. I'll call.
कर घे रे
हा
काय
हा
इश्यू ना
वेळ लागतो का 30 मिनिट्स लागतले तिथली अर्जंट ना
इम्पॉर्टंट असलं काय रे
इम्पॉर्टंट
तिथलं
नाही
हे ना
इम्पॉर्टंट माहीत करता Can we take more 2 minutes? Shall we? Hmm.
should I go ahead?
Uh, yes, you can go.
Okay.
Hmm.
Early bird versus night owl.
Hmm.
As the saying goes, an early bird catches the worm. It's a very nice quote and something to live by. There are many leaders who are morning persons, like many leaders such as Narendra Modi, Barack Obama, Dwayne Johnson's, or any other sports personalities. Most tend to wake up early. There are various benefits of waking up early. In this fast-paced world, we don't have time to ourselves. But by waking up early, you can get more time to yourself. You can focus on your hobbies. You can focus on your health. You can focus on exercising, giving time to yourself. Like for example, getting up early or every day can help you to build discipline. By waking up early, you can get to exercise. You can get to spend time on yourself. You can start reading, meditation, and all the other things. Many health aspects we can consider, which can help us improve our health if we wake up early. And also we can see the sunrise, and which is not possible if you don't wake up early. Yes.
Um, okay, so I'll be talking in the favor of night owl. Firstly, I feel that we all of us have some of the other chores to do, and in the morning it is not always possible because we have deadlines. So during exam times, also we have seen that we tend to sleep late, or like morning time we make sure that we'll wake up in the morning, but it is not that practical because we rush ourselves. But at night it happens a good studying time. Then once you finish your whatever work was there, then you can have a very peaceful sleep. So it emphasizes on completing your task more, and then having a contentful sleep rather than having other ways around. I feel it is more practical. If we even go to see, there are very few. Most of the people will go to snooze their alarms, and it is evident in everybody's life. So it is more practical to delay your night and your work, and then have a contentful sleep. Another point, which is kind of common between both, is peaceful. But one thing I would like to make sure is early morning. Most of the other people, like parents or old age people, are also in the deep sleep, and when you wake up, you even disturb the other surroundings. But at night, since they all are aware that you are doing your work, so they don't they are not affected much. Sixth thing I would like to state is the momentum. It is very hard to wake up in the early and build that momentum, but at night it happens so that you have already done a lot of work, so you can finish your task at that time. And also one more thing, like it is very much advised by everyone to read a book or something like that before sleep, or read any spiritual book or anything, whatever is there, whatever you like to read before sleeping. Have your do your prayers and all. So I think that benefits a lot. And I would also like to make remind like I would like to draw back my memory that my teachers whom I admire a lot, they told they used to tell us that before going to sleep, revise. Just it will make sure that when you wake up next day morning, you will remember most of the stuff. And it is scientifically proven also through your subconscious mind that you tend to remember a lot of stuff when you like do it before sleep. So yeah, this is what I have to say.
Hmm. Okay, as you mentioned that by not waking up early, you can get more time, and which you can use working at night or studying at night. You can get more time, but that is not necessarily a case, because it depends from person to person. And waking up early can help them to build discipline. If they have discipline, then they can finish their work anyhow by the end of the day. And uh, like about the disturbing the family, if you are working at night, you might also disturb your family by not turning on off the lights. But if in case if you are like tell them that you are going to wake up early, you can move to the other room or like somewhere in the park, which is not the case in the night, which you can't really move out at the night. You can wake up early and go somewhere else also to study, maybe a park or any other places. And also, you mentioned about your personal examples about your teacher suggesting you to like revise at the night. That doesn't mean that you are not going to sleep at all. You can revise at the night also, but you can sleep early. Before sleeping, you can revise, and it's not necessary be at very late night, you can have a strict bedtime schedule, and you are going to be more mindful about your time. If you have a strict bedtime schedule and like what time you are going to wake up, your body will get adjusted over a time, and you will get a better sleep quality and having a better sleep cycle if your body used to wake up and sleep at the same time. And by having this deadline, you will tend to be more focused, because if you know you are going to wake up at if you are going to sleep at certain time, you will try to complete your stuff before that time, as the Pareto's principle, as one of the principle goes, that the Parkinson's law goes, as you give more time to do something, you may tend to take more than that time. But if you tend to give less time to it, then you will finish it within that certain time. Also, there are various books like 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, or The Miracle Morning by Niriyal, which are very good books to like can help you to wake up early. There are many benefits of waking up early.
Okay. One thing Ayush mentioned about is more time. At You also get more time. The first point, like he taught a lot of points, but the first point he mentioned was about more time. Something about more time, right, Ayush? Okay, so I would like to say that this is not a debate. Like night owl and morning early bird is not a concept of everyday time. It's like sometime when we get some certain deadlines, it is that day we push ourselves to wake early or to sleep late, and most of us try to have 8 9 hours sleep, and in that time most of us know optimal scenario 8 hours sleep. But whenever we have a very important deadline, that time it is more hard for us to wake early than to shift our sleep a little late, and this is what I feel. And the second thing Ayush mentioned was about uh, I'm actually not aware. Like one more point Ayush mentioned was about uh, uh, sunrise, and I also think that having having getting the opportunity to look at the peaceful moon at the night is very, like it can calm down your energy levels.
But to see the moon, you don't have to be awake like at the midnight, right? You can even
Peacefully,
see the moon.
peacefully.
Still, you can see the moon peacefully after around 9 p.m. or also 10 p.m. Like before 11 p.m., you can easily see the moon peacefully. Not necessary that after only 12 p.m., after midnight, you will get to see the moon, right?
Also, another point Ayush mentioned was about like family, whoever is there in the house, like they will get disturbed even at night. But the thing is, before sleeping, they all are aware that we are doing certain work, so they'll be like, they'll be like, okay, somebody is doing work, and he will sleep after some time. But in the morning, it happens so unexpectedly that it is difficult for even them to adjust to whatever work they have, what to their peaceful sleep. And also other factor, one question I have to Ayush is, most of the people tend to snooze the timer and alarm, and how do you have to how do you have to counter this, because it is not practical in the majority of case. Like what you are saying is works for most of the minority, but what about the majority of people?
Before I answer your question, I just want to clarify about your family point. Not necessary you will have to disturb your family if you wake up early. That might be a little personal, but most of the time it's not really necessary. You have If you wake up early, you will wake up with a bang and make a lot of noises and disturb your family. Uh, you can wake up quietly, go to other room and start your work. And also about your snoozing the alarm question, it depends again from person to person. You have to be disciplined. You If you are disciplined, you will wake up after your first alarm itself. There are various techniques which you can use to not snooze your alarm. Like you have to create a task list. A few suggestions could be like to create a task before sleeping for the next day, so you will have an agenda. Like when you wake up, you can uh, uh, you can see that, maybe to keep that list next to your phone, so as soon as you reach your alarm, you can see the list, and at your subconscious you will realize that you have some task and won't be able to to get it done. You have to wake up early. Also, there are various techniques which are suggested by many authors. Once you hear the alarm sound, you can count to 5 and then get up directly. Again, it's a matter of discipline and about laziness. Uh, it's again dependent on the person, and you have to be disciplined to get somewhere in the life, right?
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
Staying awake at late night can have many health effects too, right? Like, you may not perform well the next day. And again, about as you mentioned about, you should get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If you are able to get like 7 to 8 hours, then why not to just sleep up early and wake up early and still doing your work, instead of like forcing your body to do the stuff at the night. uh,
Uh,
yes.
do you have to okay. So as I again mentioned that it is not a fact, it is not a concern of everyday time. It is like whenever we have some certain deadlines, that time we will I will choose night owl better than the early bird, because it is not practical for me to wake up earlier than my usual time. So I'm not denying the fact. Do you want to say anything? I'm not denying the fact that 8 hours sleep is not necessary for human or whatever their personal hours is. But I'm just saying, whenever there's some urgency, whenever there's some very much deadline or your urgent requirement, then it is more practical to be night owl than to be an early.
But that's like not a everyday scenario. I think our topic is like more on a general or broader aspect, like on your daily routine life. So, like, let's stick to that, I believe.
Uh, so how do you define early? Like what is early for you might not be earlier for me, right? Early day.
As widely believed, like a 5 a.m. is believed to be a early morning, right? Like, not it's necessary like you have to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. So I think like on a broader aspect, for most of the people, 5 to 6 in between should be considered as early, and like for a late, maybe after 10 to 11, after 10 to 11 p.m. Should be considered as late.
After.
10 p.m. to 11 p.m. in between.
So you mentioned that 10 to 11 is considered late night. So from considering,
Post 10 to 9, yes.
okay, so mostly consider the worst case scenario is 11. So you cover the 8 hours sleep, considering that time, right? You get a peaceful sleep. Your entire work is done. You don't have the pressure to wake up early and do your course. You can just enjoy like wake up, and as you said, you enjoy whatever like gym or whatever is there, your daily life, like morning activities. You don't have that pressure to build for the other day, right? You do your work today and enjoy tomorrow. You
Like,
get the.
we are like personalizing this topic a little bit to move to our life, but I'm speaking in more of a general person's life, like a working professional who has to like get ready for work by 8 a.m. Sorry, by let's say around 7 to 8 a.m. But for them, like, you can't really enjoy like waking up uh, on your own time. So if you have that discipline, if you wake up at 5 a.m., you can get use that time to like work on yourself, not just your personal projects, but working on yourself. That means not your work related stuff, but more on your personal life. So, for example, meditation or exercising, which is not possible in your day to day life. Maybe the person can be working from, like, let's say if he has worked at 9 a.m. and 9 to 5 p.m., and one hour of traveling, or the accommodation or the traveling time, then he will hardly have any time left in his day, right? So, like, using that early waking up at early morning can definitely help him to focus on himself or herself to, personally.
Okay, this is a one very nice point which Ayush mentioned, that it is not just based on the your whatever personal tasks are, but it is for your upliftment of yourself. I would also like to take that one of the concern of everyday life is to building a good relationship with the family, and as Ayush has also mentioned that you don't get a good time later, like considering any job and any other work. So I think night time is a good time to go out, have dinner, like talk with a like you do not have to compromise that you have to sleep so and so. There should be no restriction. There should be like you can get a time to watch movie, you can have a time to just read some books. You should have that personal time with you, not any with respect to any boundaries. This is what I feel. And it is not highly likely that I'll wake up my parents, I'll wake my up my family members and say let's talk, let's bond. let's take a good type. It is not very practical. This is what I feel, as it was a point of concern raised by Ayush.
I never mentioned about the family aspect. If you wake up early, didn't mention you will get time to meet your family or talk to your spend time with your family. You can do so after your work, after your like professional work also, like after 5 p.m. Like in the evening, not necessarily at the night. Like from let's say around 6 p.m. to around 9 p.m. you can spend time with your family because most of the families are free during that time, and like not everyone can be awake, stay awake late night, right? Like once in a while, it's fine. You can watch your favorite movie with the families, but also for parents, it's not really. Even the parents don't really prefer waking up at, staying awake late night. Like they prefer sleeping early. At least most of the parents.
Another thing which we are forgetting is there are certain events like campsite event or night out, and if we set boundaries that you should sleep. If you train a person to sleep like at a particular time, then he or she will miss all the fun whichever is there in certain activities. And it is also important for us to realize the importance of darkness, because you tend to introspect more when you see nothing besides you, when it is dark. And there are certain activities also which are held in the dark, like as Ayush has mentioned about like early morning activities. There are even night many follow before sleep activities like tatak means you have to keep a candle in front of you and observe the light, and it has immense help to the body. And it also helps you to introspect within yourself. So what do you have to say about certain activities?
Again, like camping and night side activity can again, it's a good thing, but you won't be doing it every day or like even every week also. Like it's a like maybe a once in a month opportunity, and I mentioned like once in a while it's fine, but you cannot keep this. Like again, as the topic is more on the broader term or in the general life and not to a specific instance of a life, and as so I don't think it will affect that much, but once in a while it's fine. But also about your the uh, not experiment,
Activity.
activity. So mm, you can do. You're not necessarily have to like wake up, not have to like stay awake like in the midnight. You can do that before bed, and your bedtime could be around 11 p.m. and you can do it before that also, right? So not necessarily you have to be do it at the midnight.
Do you have any points to add, Ayush, or shall we move to the feedback part?
Uh, yes, I think we can move to the feedback.
Yes. Yeah, feedback. Uh,
Okay, I'll start. So you didn't do anything like intro. You like directly started
mhm,
stating your points,
mhm,
and you kind of did more like your personal life taking into the picture, not in the broader aspect.
mhm,
uh, like as you mentioned about disturbing the family and working on the personal project, like
mhm.
I agree we are like working currently, but as the topic is more on the broader term, like not to specific to our life only. Like if there are a very audience, they won't be aware, like if like we are currently like studying or working anything, like on the for them it's like a normal like a student only or a working professional, like not very personalized.
Yes, yes, I do agree with whatever you have said. Actually, maybe one concern would be I had no points in my mind, to be very honest. Like there was nothing which I could have said. I was thinking more quotes from your side, like early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, wise. I was finding many quotes from your perspective, but none for me. But
It was little biased for you.
no, but still, that is, I wanted to deal somehow, and I chose to be like personal, whatever my experiences are with respect to that. And I was not trying to get any means by which I can generalize to every day. Like somewhere it was going on like particular camp days or these days, which I found
Hmm.
even I was going off track. But then I had no other examples to showcase. Mm,
I think it's difficult to speak from like your side. How can you justify
yeah.
staying there early?
Then I tried to put you into trap by stating what is the early time, what is the night time, and try to calculate it as something, but that did not really help me.
I was calculating it like after I didn't realize it at first, but I thought like around 11 to 5. I calculated later with
uh,
seven
I was
hours.
doing my hands stuff here down. So yeah, I think, but that is a
Like
very
I didn't thought about it at first. Like after I answered, I started thinking like he
mm,
might answer me, counter me like about saying the 8 hours stuff. But luckily, I got lucky. I will say. Also, I mentioned like in the range. So even if you had counter, I would have said before 11. I could have said like 10 to 11. I said right.
yeah, yeah. One good point, only good point which I feel of mine was that it is not practical, like snoozing and all that I mentioned was the only good point. One of the best point of yours was sunrise, and I had no like I bluffed by saying at night you get moon rays, but then you can wake early and do also. So I just bluffed it. But overall, it was good. Like I have had this opportunity to deal with certain uh, topics.
Like personally, I don't wake up early, and I like it was easier to speak on this topic. So like from my side, it was easier, even though I don't really believe in like
Mm-mm.
waking up too early. Like maybe you could have mentioned, uh,
We,
not everyone's body is.
we'll take one
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you have anything to add in the feedback, or shall we go ahead?
No, do you have anything to add in the feedback for me?
Mm, no, no, not really. Maybe now we can think and see. Okay, let's take 1 minute. Do you need more time? Okay, some
No,
points.
I have some points.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, you start.
Uh,
You can start.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Many a times, children and all, they skip breakfast. They like they spend their time mostly in reading for the work or whatever their tasks are, and they don't have like. But if you wake early, you can have a proper task. Like you can have in a calm style. So this would have been one point that you could have mentioned. Second point is like I think you bluntly mentioned this, but you could have focused more on like in the 9 to 5 job or anything you'll be mostly out. Then in the evening you can spend time with your family, but in the morning sometime you should have, so that you have time with yourself, so that you have a better head start for the day. And third point, which
Yeah,
I
mentioned it kind of like
you kind of
working.
mentioned it, yes,
Yeah,
but
I about just to add one point about your first point. Like instead of breakfast, like I add this point like I rush, like you won't be in a rush or anything.
you
Like
won't
you
be in
will
the
have
list,
a
yes.
good time to.
Yes, yes, this is what I meant. Yeah. And the third point which you could have mentioned is in this world, in this latest world, like most of the work is on the laptop and phone. So sleeping using UV such devices before night can affect our sleep and our health. But in the morning, there's more light around, so it won't affect us much. I think you should have mentioned this.
But like that's a good point. But in the morning also there is not much light, right? You have to turn on the lights. Like natural light won't be there like early morning.
No, no, but it will come eventually, right? Like you brush, you do whatever. Later, you might get some. There's something
Uh,
blunt. Yeah.
hmm.
Do you have anything?
Okay, like speaking from the night owl side,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not easy to justify it, but you can like focus on disadvantages of waking up early.
Mm-hmm.
Like for some points, you could have focused on maybe like sleep quality instead of just waking up early or
Mm-hmm.
waking up late.
Oh,
Some people
I
prefer.
can I just interrupt you? I had this point in mind. Like it is mostly advised. Like if a person is sleeping and he wants to wake to, like if a parent have to wake him up to have food or something, skip the food but let him sleep properly. It is always advised that so that person has a good quality sleep. Just to add your point, I had this in mind, but then I forgot. It's very very valid point.
Yeah, so you could have focused on the quality of sleep rather than the quantity. Like
Mm-hmm.
some people can perform even better. So like even with the not necessarily everyone needs to 8 hours of. So some people perform better. This is like very specific, but you could maybe mention you can mention about people suffering from insomnia only it is called, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Insomnia.
they not able to sleep properly. Like maybe they can fall asleep after maybe like completing their work or doing something at night. They can maybe fall asleep. Maybe not relevant, but just a point
Just a point. Okay.
I like, came across. And about the quality, and also like waking up early you can feel a little bit restless and you can also feel sleepy again. About extending about my quality point,
Mm-hmm.
so it's important the quality is more important than the quantity. Even if you sleep like a 8 hours, but if you don't get a good sleep you will anyway struggle your next day. And even in this that scenario, if you wake up early and you won't be able to like function properly. You will feel sleepy throughout the day, and by taking caffeine and stuff could actually make it more harmful rather than waking up early, right? So maybe
Yeah,
that's sort of a point.
quality sleep could have been a good point, but somewhere I feel that you would have argued me again, like saying something. But still, to mention points, it would have been a very good point.
Also, and my last point was you mentioned this, but like still you can focus a little bit more, maybe. Like no, you mentioned it pretty fine about the night activities, like having good memories with your friends could be like memory for last time. Like you will regret after when you are like 60 plus. You could have said like you will definitely remember the night you enjoyed with your friends instead of which you spent sleeping. Like maybe very core emotionally could like you can mention like maybe this is very specific, not necessarily not like very.
General, it was not happening general term for me. Like not every day night. Like you, as you also counter
Yeah,
argue, counter.
I know I am like bitter like contradicting my point only,
No, no,
but you
but
could have mentioned like a guilty feeling maybe like
yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
In the long run you will definitely remember the nights you spent with your friends instead of you spent on sleeping. So
Yes, yes, yes.
like hurting the little bit inside the core. So it's difficult to counter that point, right?
Yes, 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 yes. So these were
Yeah.
this is it, right? Shall we go to conclusion?
Yes.
Okay, so let me start. Like both the sides have some of the other advantages. Like you get good in the night owl perspective. You get good momentum. You get like your work is done. You get peaceful sleep later. In the earlier side, Ayush mentioned a lot of points. But I feel that both are not good. Night owl is also not good. Morning bird is also not good. Early bird. I think you should make sure that you have a good 8 hours sleep, whatever you're comfortable at, and you should try to complete your work, whatever is there before that time, like keeping that phase into consideration. And then if there is some urgency or some emergency, you should like adjust for 1 or 2 days and then get it done. But I don't think sticking to any is that helpful. Like it depends on person to person. This is what I feel.
Like before concluding, I just wanted to share one more point. Like you mentioned this, but you could have framed it a little better. Like if you have some work pending before you go to bed, and you still go to bed instead of finishing it is a possibility that you might not be able to sleep properly and continue thinking
Mm.
about the same thing. It will disturb your sleep. So
Yes, yes.
in instead of sleeping restlessly, you can uh, finish your work and then sleep.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
like
could
you
have
mentioned
mentioned.
it, but
Yeah,
you mentioned it, but maybe it could have framed a little better.
better way. Yes, yes. Do you have anything to conclude?
Uh, yes, it was overall a good discussion. To conclude, in this life of early bird versus night owls, I am a completely exhausted pigeon, and Like it's not possible to like stick to both sides, stick to one side every time. We have to sometimes burn the midnight oil or
Hmm.
be the
Well said, yeah.
early riser. So to conclude, you don't have to keep fixated your mindset to something. You should be open minded, and as the life progress, you could as the life needs, you could adjust your life to it.
Mhm. Nice conclusion.
It was really bad conclusion, I will say. Like I
Why?
didn't. No, it was sounded good, but like the main intention of conclusion is to like summarize what both sides were mentioned and to give a like a good summary of both thing in a short possible amount of time.
Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, you chose some good words, pigeons, mating for,
Yeah,
but it sound very fancy. Sounded
I
very
just wanted to say it just to sound cool, but that was not a good conclusion.
yeah, yeah.
Like the main intention of conclusion is to like summarize everything from like start, but in a short, concise format.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Yes. Shall we go to the Gemini? Okay, so from today we'll use our personal phones and devices for 1 minute and then come back.
I will use Bard. You use ChatGPT.
Yeah, yeah, anything. Hmm. Shall we go?
Yeah, you can start.
I got a good points for me actually, which I could have said is when you wake early, you try to your productivity can deep after lunch. Like you expand all your spend all your energy levels in the morning itself, and after lunch you get tired and you feel sleepy. But then again, the counterpoint point you would have said was you should train yourself. It should be in the routine, and then it will be possible for you. So this was one point, and one good point for me was I could have said that it gives you more adaptiveness when you go in the remote work or some freelance, which like in other countries and all. Do you have any points which we've missed out?
Mm. Like we covered most of the points, but some good point was like it was mentioned here that waking up early and sleeping early, like it's like main biological clock syncing back to our original clock. Like ancient people tend to sleep like when the sun rises and the when sun sets. So basically, when there is light, the person is awake. So going back to our main like a proper biological clock.
Mhm. Yeah.
Then there was about, you have, like as you mentioned just now, like exact contradictory point here. Like when you wake up early, you have more energetic, and you have like more energetic in general and can work better. And also in the early morning, it's usually more quiet. And there's also point here about, like if you wake up early, you can like travel also early, so beating the traffic, so maybe a good point. And minute. Uh, Great exposure to natural light. We
Yeah.
kind of covered
Diamond. Yeah.
this. Like say sense of accomplishment early in the day.
Ah,
Like
this is
not
a good. This is a good point, Mare.
uh, like you can easily count, like finishing your work in the night can also give you like a satisfactory sleep.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Alignment to biological rhythm. I mentioned this now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, about in the night, here they mentioned about creativity and focus during evening and night.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are already in the about the momentum point only, and about the flexible schedule you can. Night owls may find it easier to accommodate evening social events, etc. About morning, it is less interrupted time. Rest of the points we covered.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Improved mental health and productivity also. Mental health could be like focus a little bit more.
When you were giving examples of certain people, like you said, they wake early and all, I was thinking about Tesla. Shall I say about Tesla because he used to sleep at 4 a.m. But then he was not like he was not psychologically well later, right? I thought let me not say that.
Uh, Elon Musk, you are saying, right?
No, no. Nicholas Tesla.
Okay, original Tesla.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, not.
yeah, he was not well.
Yeah.
Psychologically, he was not well.
So
Right.
I avoided saying that.
You could have mentioned about actually the Elon Musk. He hardly sleeps only, right?
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't know
it
this.
is true. Like he hardly. I am not aware now. Like at least in his book, it was mentioned he used to sleep anywhere, like in the garage or on the couch, any on your friend's couch, anything, and still used to work fine.
Uh,
Like it's an extreme case, but still.
okay. Yeah. Do you have to add anything to the today's
Okay,
debate?
this is a good point. I just read it. Ability to connect with a different global community. For those in global rules or with intentional context, working later hours can facilitate communication across different time zones.
Yeah, yeah. That point I mentioned just now. I read
Yeah.
adaptive nature. Yeah,
No, no, I mean like if some person is working with foreign clients, like
yeah,
this point
maybe
is
you
like
didn't
that.
hear it. I was saying about freelance, but I wasn't clear. Maybe yeah.
Okay, maybe you it was in your mind, but you didn't
Yeah,
say like
yeah. It was.
time zone difference.
Yes, yes. That could be a good point. Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, one concern right now I have is like we are aware that whatever we will say, there will be some counter, and I think that is what like life is about. There's some duality in everything, but how do we very confidently say certain things like we I have to believe whatever I'm saying is right and what you are saying is wrong. How do we develop
Yes.
that?
That's a good question.
Because like
It's just about.
everything has a duality, right? Everything, like even take my 10 days into finding this, there will be some dual answers. Like previous topics,
Uh,
at least we had a good connect which we could have stuck, but such topics it's very hard to say anything.
it's like maybe changing our like how we say it. Like if you say it more confidently or like little aggressively, it sounds more confident, and maybe it will intimidate your opponent and you might not be able to counter it. But like very vague advice. But still,
Okay, but I
mostly about showing confidence when you are speaking your points.
yes, 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 yes. And now we are not able to show that much confidence because we feel that somebody will say something against. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
develop as we are going. Maybe at least we can think of points, which is a very good thing. There is a mind to mouth connection, that is a good thing,
Hmm.
and we'll grow.
We should have a mindset of like even if he will counter, we will like
Yeah, yeah.
if even if he says something, we will even counter back.
Yes,
something
yes.
like that.
We should
That
develop
mind.
that. We
If
should
we
develop.
think with that mindset, then maybe we'll be able to generate better ideas
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes.
and sound more confident.
Sound more confident. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm good.
Yes, same here. So that is it. We finish everything. Yeah, that is it. I'm stopping the